Is dating worth it? I've already covered this subject, but I'm talking more about dating apps. Are dating apps worth it? The answer is yes and no. Here's my experience with it. Dating apps, on the one hand, are an easier way of finding people and filtering down what you want, who you want, and what kind of person you need. In terms of, are you looking for the same thing? Do you get along? Should we date? It's just a lot easier to put into perspective than meeting someone naturally. So I understand why people get them. If you haven't seen my other video, the reason I got onto a dating app is not because I wanted to start dating. My friend made a joke whilst we were having a sleepover. I said, let's just go on it, let's just judge people for fun. Which makes us sound horrible, but you know exactly what I mean, and I know that you do the same. And I ended up meeting someone. In fact, I actually ended up meeting several people. So I had just come out of a long-term toxic, emotionally abusive turmoil relationship. And it was about 2 months after. I was absolutely fine. I healed very quickly from that because I had grieved the entire relationship. So I didn't need to grieve afterwards. And I met someone whilst I was away and came back, and we dated for a month, and now that person is my best friend. we love each other so much. Seriously, I've never met someone and just like loved them straight away like that, and he is my best friend. He is quite literally my best friend. But the reason it didn't work was because we were just different in ways that we knew would clash in the future, and that was fine. It was sad, but we had only been dating for a month and we stayed in each other's lives, so I don't feel like we made the wrong decision. We made the absolute right decision. I love him so much, and we speak every day. You know, he's my favourite person. So yes, in a way, it's also great to meet friends. Then I met someone else and we started dating, and that didn't work out just because I wasn't really feeling it. And then naturally I met someone else and we kind of dated, and I really liked this person, but I was getting hints of the last person I was properly with, and I was like, I've just got to run run far, run for the hills, because I can't end up in a situation like that again. I really can't. We are still friends. I still love him very much. We are still mates. But yeah, he was not happy when I ended up in a relationship. And then I met my boyfriend, and I met my boyfriend on a dating app. So 3 of the 4 people that I dated were met on a dating app, and my boyfriend is the sweetest man on this planet, seriously. And don't get me wrong, the experience of being on a dating app for most people is pretty shit. Like, I myself came across some of the funniest scenarios and people ever. Like, oh my god, I think, like, you have to be prepared to meet people that just want sex, or just don't care who you are just a human with a vagina, and that's it, you know, who might say they have an interest in you, or want to take you out, but they're just a bit too full on, and you're just a bit like, not ready for that, that's not it, you know. And there's going to be people you gel with where you'll just be friends. Which also happened with another guy where we met, and then I was like, I'm not feeling this romantically, but we're friends, like, we can be good friends. I didn't say that, but it happened naturally, and we are still friends. It's really funny. It's and I will say also, for my queer girls, I don't recommend dating apps for queer girls. I don't at all. One, because you're sexuality gets very sexualized. And then 2, because girls on dating apps are so full of shit, okay? They will literally, there was one girl who followed me and then was like, how do you know this person that follows you? But they didn't tell me who it was. So I was like, 12,000 people follow me. Who are we talking about? She's like, I just want to know like how you know them. I was like, I don't know who you're talking about. And she deleted her entire dating profile. And I was just like, how am I meant to tell you? But also, it didn't say that I followed them. It said they followed me. I follow 1,000 people. Anyways, and I think like it's a story as old as time where you'll be like, oh my god, you're so pretty, oh my god, no, you're so cute, oh my god, and then you never speak again. And it's just like, I can't do it. This is why I've been in a queer relationship, but I've never been in a long-term serious queer relationship, because I just can't navigate that scene. Like, I can't navigate a queer dating scene, and I think these apps just don't help that. And I think like there's just a whole lot of like shit to that I just think like I physically can't do it. Like, every time I've been with someone who is the same sex as me, it's been very natural. I've known them naturally. We started off as friends, or we met through friends, and it's just been natural, you know. It's never been through a dating app. And I just think that is a better way to meet people if you're queer, for several reasons. However, if you are bi or straight, you know, if you're looking to date the opposite sex, then it can work. It's a weird thing. It's a strange thing. It's strange. I met some guy who I was like really upset over something. Can't remember what it was. It wasn't my ex, don't worry. No, I was just upset about something, and I was crying, and this guy tried to like flirt with me, and I was like, I'm not in the mood, like I'm crying. And he was like, oh, let's sex to cheer you up. I told him to go suck a dick, and he blocked me. And it was like, shut up. And also, one thing you'll notice on dating apps is a lot of people will have like fake accounts, or like several accounts, which is dumb as fuck, because all of the accounts will show up. So it's like, this is sus, very sus. And the thing is there's loads of guys that I spoke to. Like, I genuinely spoke to 50 people at once at one point. In between dating people officially. And there's a lot of people, as a woman, I know there's a lot of people that are gonna be like feeling me, and I'm not gonna feel all them. And also because I'm picky as fuck. That's how you should be. Oh my god, especially on a dating app. Especially on a fucking dating app, you should be picky. And you're gonna have like embarrassing stories to tell. Everyone is. There was the first guy that I started speaking to on there, before I dated anyone, said that he got the ick from me being on Instagram, doing my job on Instagram, being an influencer, because he assumed that if we went out to eat, people would recognize me. These were words coming out of his mouth. I was like, I just got the ick from you saying that. Like, what the fuck do you mean? And now I'm with someone who's like, I fucking love what you do. He's like, I fucking love that you are a hardworking, independent fucking woman. I fucking love you. And he hypes it. He hypes me up, bitch. So you deserve to be picky, and you're not gonna meet the first person and that's it. That's your person. And I think I also got very lucky with my experience on it. Because I'd reached a point where I'd been through so much shit that I was just like, I'm not gonna tolerate fuck all. It's not happening. And I knew what I wanted. And very quickly, like after meeting my boyfriend, because like there was a time where like 3 of the guys, they knew I was dating all of them. They knew I was dating all of them, but 3 of them, I was just like, even if this doesn't work out with any of them, I don't have the capacity to like go on a dating app again, because it's just like, it's so time consuming, and I don't want to fill my time like that, and I would prefer to meet someone naturally. And then I dated my boyfriend more and more and stopped seeing the other two, and I was like, well, here we are. Done, check, tick. So my experience has been an experience that most people will probably have, or something similar, and I think that there are pros and cons. When I used to think there were only cons, which is interesting, that's how it always goes. You always, never say never. I used to say I'd never get on one, and I got on one as a joke, and here we are, found someone, and I'm with him, and I'm very happy, which is a relief. So I think in a way, yes, they can be worth it, and in other ways, no. I think it can be quite draining. I think at the time when I was dating several people at once, that was okay then, but I think if that was now, it would be a very different story. I'm working 10 times as much as I was then, and I just think now I'm in a place where I would prefer to be alone if that was the case. And so I think I got on it at the right time and got off of it at the right time. I think it's not a long-term solution. I think it's a way to fill the void sometimes. And I just think that the meeting people naturally is sweeter, and I think that's everyone's dream, but I understand that if it's hard, it's hard. And that's okay. And I would just say, put yourself out there and don't be afraid to meet people naturally. And if you really want to go on a dating app, go on a dating app. Who gives a fuck? Everyone's met on a dating app, just who gives a fuck? And I don't feel like I met my boyfriend on a dating app. Our relationship is so natural and normal and lovely, and it doesn't feel like an artificial, we met on a dating app. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'll assume you put the pieces together. So my advice is go on a dating app if you want to go on a dating app, and don't if you don't want to. Is it worth it? Yes and no. And it's just dependent on you as a human and your experience and what you want, and you won't know what your experience is with it unless you try. So there you go, that's your answer. I just wanted to touch on this more because I know some people have been asking about it and showed some interest in this topic, so I'm more than happy to share, especially now that I'm in a long-term, happy, healthy relationship. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this random rant of a video. I will see you in my next video.